Hi, let us discuss today's editorial topics. So, topic number one is they have said not to tie the cart before the horse. That means that there have been problems regarding giving bail to people. So, there is no concrete law as to whom bail can be availed by and whom cannot avail bail in India. So, they are trying to regulate the art of giving bail to people. For example, if a journalist or a person is arrested hastily without completing the entire inquiry, so they are entitled for quick bail because when a person in a very good role is arrested, already his role has been damaged with the community, so he might want to get a bail immediately to save what he has lost, the respect he has lost in the community. So there are cases where immediate bail can be given, but there are certain scenarios wherein bail has been applied and it is differing from person to person. For example, if person X is of opposition party, he is not given bail, stating to some random reasons that is not coming under law, whereas a person Y who is again applying bail for the same cause and he is not of opposition party, and if he is of the ruling party, he is immediately granted bail. So a question is asked, why do we see partiality in giving bail? So it has to be treated equally. Before law, everybody are equal, the ruling party or the opposition party. Hence it has to be considered, everybody has to, bail orders has to be same for everybody. So that is what they are telling in this editorial. So they are telling the police must put an end to the practice of reflexively arresting first. So they are denied. Nowadays what police are doing is they are arresting a person and then they are trying to book them under some charges. So I think it has become an old scenario to find the person who has committed a sin and then put him in the jail. So now it is the reverse process. Get a person, give him some case. So that is what is happening. So that should be avoided is what they are telling in the editorial. We'll see how it is going. And one more thing, Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi has narrated or approved all the politicians in India, telling that politicians are making random promises during election campaigning, telling if I win, I will come and give you so much things, free education, like 1,000 rupees per month, people who are unemployed. You are making such promises, but please be mindful of the promises is what he is telling. Because the states and centers has to work hand in hand to bring in a lot of schemes for the people, because the cash flow of the states has to be wisely utilized. Only then you can bring in a lot of welfare schemes, rather than if we are using the cash flow of the state to giving freebies like giving grinder, mixie, giving 1,000 rupees if a woman is a head of the family. If your money is going in that way, like that, imagine if different states of the country is spending all the states' money in different aspects like this. How will this center and state be able to work hand in hand and generate successful projects together? It's a big question. So let us see how the chief ministers are facing this. And now the next detailed editorial is about sharing power with the next generations. So is it important to share the power with next generation? And they are telling yes, because when we go back to history, we saw the world saw two world wars, and after the Second World War, it was decided that enough of killing so much of lives. Let us not take war anymore in the world history is what they decided. That is when United Nations came into existence, World Bank came into existence, to have track of the relationship that is happening between countries. And while United Nations General Secretary is also successfully functioning, again we are ending up in a deadlock scenario wherein Russia is threatening to occupy Ukraine, and Ukraine wants to join NATO. NATO also came into existence after the Third World War to make sure the power is in the western part of the world. So all that has happened. So now what is happening is what? By a statistics they are telling that elder persons, I mean to say the senior citizens, aged persons are higher than the children below 5 years of age, it seems. So we have higher population of older generation who are not resourceful for the world is what they are trying to tell in the article. So it is very important to take things from the top to bottom and look at a circle from the outside to the inside. So they're telling to take a different approach to a lot of problems, because often we meet G7 summit is happening, G20 was there, G20 stepped down to G7 only to send Russia out of the union. So a lot of meetings are happening, a lot of problems are being given in those meetings, and top problem among them is the global warming. So in order to handle global warming, they are telling that the older generation should seek the help of younger generations, because older generation has faced enough. They have faced 2 world wars, they have done a lot of things that are incorrect, and that is why we have led to global warming. So maybe the control should be handed over to the younger generation is what they feel, so they can get ideas from younger generations and put them into practice. So this model might work successfully, who knows, because a lot of things are coming in, like people are mathematically, logically, they are studying a lot of things, technologies has come in, the younger generation knows a lot of things through technology, they are able to access and predict certain problems, solutions using technically advanced concepts. So that is why they are telling that. So they are promoting on cooperative implementation within the communities by old and young persons together. So that is why we can solve these global systematic problems, is what is their identification is. Next, coming to an interesting topic. So they're telling that 5-day work a week is outdated and people are moving towards 4-day work week. So this started with an experiment at Japan by the Microsoft Office. After implementing a 4-day work week for the employees, the production of the company saw an increase by 60%. So they say that the lesser consumption of energy like electricity has been saved, paper printing costs are saved, so it is also good for the environment in a way, and the commuting cost is reduced, and also the lesser pollution, because people commute only for 4 days a week, and 3 days they can take a break, relax and come back, and their productivity increases the next 4 days, is what the test has proved. That has happened in Japan, and also a test happened in New Zealand, and that also showed the increased productivity rate. But this cannot simply apply for every job, like marketing and sales. When we reduce their working hours, they may not be able to meet the set targets, and also in education institutions and service industries like doctors. This cannot work for them. This can maybe probably work for only people involved with production and manufacturing. That's what they're telling. So finally, what they're telling is India has also planned to bring in this. But what Indians have done is they have made a compulsion by, of the 4 days we are going to work, they are expecting us to increase the working hours per day. So which means if you're working for 10 hours a day, if you're going for a 4-day work week schedule, you have to work for 12 hours a day. So the ultimate aim of working 4 days a week is to reduce the stress levels, give the employees better rest. But whereas now we are coming under a circle of working extra hours in every day, and that is going to add extra pressure to the employees, especially women folks. So women, to see if they are able to get 3 days leave a week, they can take better care of the family, their children, the domestic works will be sorted, and men will have to step in their domestic work and give the women folks of their home some leverage so they can stay back and rest. Is the ultimate concept of this. But if we are not able to again reduce the stress levels of the employees and ask them to stretch for 4 days a week and then take off for 3 days, or probably if you are also getting 3 days holiday a week, your holidays might also be restricted. You may not be given insufficient holidays, because since you're receiving paycheck for 5 days work week, still working for only 4 days a week. So all these are taken into consideration when Indians are trying to implement this concept here in India. So let us see how this is going. So this is the point of view of two from the Gulhati Institute of Finance and Taxation, Thiruvananthapuram, and Mr. Siddharth from MA student in Economics at the University of Kerala. So we will see how our nation is going to handle these challenges. We keep talking. Thank you.